Okay, Google's Solve for X is about solving big worldwide problems, and the X is where you have a huge problem, a breakthrough in technology, and that presents a radical solution. It's that point in the middle where I'm aiming for with Pigeon Post. So the huge problem is moving parcels and packages is really inefficient. It's inefficient time-wise. If you post a parcel from here today or now, it won't get there for 2 days, even if you're posting it a mile away, which is very inefficient time-wise. It might also cost you a standard rate, even though that rate might be too much. Human hours of people lugging around parcels, it takes up too much time, and also packages always go to a postcode and not to a person. It's not like an email or a Facebook message or something, which always comes to you, wherever you are with your mobile phone. A parcel always goes to a postcode if you're there or not, and we all know that, what a waste of time that is. Also with postal, cities subsidise delivery to the countryside. The denser the population, the cheaper it is to post. So a first-class letter in London can cost, from one London address to another, can cost sub 1 pence. A first-class letter to the Outer Hebrides can be £18. Which is why most package delivery systems is not subsidised, it's restricted by the government. So the government say that every first-class letter has to cost this much, or every package has to cost this much. So she's subsidising. And there's huge areas of the road where they don't have a delivery infrastructure, like drug delivery, pharmaceutical delivery in some places. Drug delivery, I'll get to that later. The pharmaceutical. If you have a remote area and they don't have refrigerated malaria drugs or whatever it is, it's a big problem. And in disaster zones where the existing infrastructure gets wiped out, what you're going to do there? Okay, next slide. Thank you, Tekken. So the breakthrough technology is small electric motors. A small electric motor that size produces 5,000 times more energy per size and weight than a steam engine does. So we've now got engines which are absolutely tiny, which can produce the equivalent of horsepower in a tiny motor. Also, sensors are getting tiny and cheap. This is a 1 cent coin, and that is a radar system built onto a chip, which comes in at about, well, it's under $1 at the moment, but as they get more and more small and cheaper, you'll start finding radars on your mobile phones because the sensors will go up on your phones. Also, self-contained feedback systems, which is a bit complicated, but if you have a system which has got self-feedback control, it means it can stabilise itself, and it can make a self-contained system work very smoothly. And so then the radical solution is having an unmanned aerial vehicle-based delivery system, or drone-based delivery system, or UAV delivery system, and this is the key technology which is being developed at the same time. What Pigeon Post is doing is coming up with some protocols. So there'll be an IP, like data protocol. So each package which you send off into the Pigeon Post system will have like an IP address associated with the person that you sent to, plus other information. So when you put it in there, it autonomously gets switched through the system to find the most efficient, or the quickest, or the most secure route to the person you're sending it to. Or if the person isn't available, they can allocate an address which it can default through. There's also going to be physical protocols for the UAVs, for the different elements of the system, for the charging platforms, things like that, which are going to be quite wide and open, so anybody can come up with a new Pigeon, a new UAV design or concept. As long as it meets the protocols, you can put it into the system and expand the system. And also the charging unit. By that I mean the cost. The cost will be broken down by 1 kilogram per kilometre, very metric system. So if a package is on the top of a bus, it can go a kilometre can be fractions of a penny. If it's on a high-speed UAV to whip it from one part of a city to another, that's obviously going to be a lot more expensive. If you have a human controller overseeing the control of that UAV, to make sure it's like 100% secure, that's going to be more expensive again. But we can do that. And if you have the service providers meeting all these, when you put a package into the system, there can be a very quick and easy automated bidding structure, so that either the cheapest or the most secure service provider can take that parcel the next step to the next kind of router switching tables. I like talking to a tech audience because you kind of know what IPs are, IP protocol are, and packets get switched. Go. So, oh, these aren't going to all play automatically, are they?
No.
All right, just click on the top one there. These are some videos to show you what quadcopters are up to.
Okay, so the things that I want to...
That's 3 quadcopters hovering in a formation, throwing a ball up into the air and catching it again. This is what I mean by the self-regulating systems. They can regulate themselves and they can fix themselves. This is a bit fake because if you see there's cameras around the top, that's actually tracking where the ball is and where the quadcopters are. So that's not a self-contained system. That's you know, there's a feedback, external feedback from there. You stop that. Go to the next one. Sorry, the top one. Oh, look, we'll do this one then instead. There's also different sizes and ways you can do quadcopter. This is a quadcopter in a rolling cage, so it can roll around. Everything's self-contained, so even if it bumps into your head, you're not gonna hurt yourself. But then when it's on the floor and travelling on the floor, it can get over almost anything. But that's a lot more efficient power-wise. So it might be able to fly for 10 minutes on battery charge, but it can roll for half an hour or an hour. Just pop on the next one. Go to that one at the top. There's limits. Because it's a modular system, this person's got, I think it's 16 of those small motors, like I was saying. This isn't autonomous even, but you can just kind of make it bigger and bigger as you need it to go. Okay, that's enough of that. That happened the beginning of last year, the first ever quadcopter, it's not quadcopter, multicopter fight. And also, if you send you can do mapping, aerial mapping from a drone flying over, but you can also do mapping. I'll just put it onto the right place here again. This is what's called SLAM mapping. This UAV is mapping well, it's there underneath that bar. It's flying around this environment and sensing all the way around it, and building up a map of the environment as it goes. This is the live map that it's building up. Not every quadcopter in Pigeon Post would need to do this, but say if you had a complicated environment, you could send one of these through and it could build up a map. You could send it through a couple of different times of day, and then it can pick out what's a telegraph pole and what's a person, because the person's obviously not going to be there next time. Not that they're going to be flying at head height, but you can build up an ongoing map of the area. And this is the map, the 3D map that this thing. You go to the next slide. Just going through what I've worked out. This is the Pigeon Post data protocol. Like this is version 0.12. You've got the version number. You've got the Pigeon Post service provider, sender ID, target user. Well, you can see there. You can have a look at the website. Next one. And also you've got the physical protocols for the smart cases. Smart cases come in standard sizes, which are stackable. They can go either end up. They'll have a QR code on with that Pigeon Post protocol number, but they should also have a RFID chip in with that data as well. And again, in a few years' time, everybody's phone will have a RFID chip reader and writer based in every phone. That's coming. And then obviously there's protocols for the pigeons, the power perch, smart coops. That's where the parcels get kind of sorted, come in and go out. And the mobile smart coop, that's what's going to be on top of a bus or on a Google self-driving car, so they can go around the city finding the best routes and then getting on and off as they go. Cool. So other options, you can use existing public transport infrastructure, like say, put these racks of parcels on top of a bus, on top of a train, or on top of a car. You can have charging points on lampposts, so the pigeons can come, sit down on a charge up and then go off again and things like that. You can have an intranet type system, like in a hospital. If you want to get bloods from one ward to the thing, you just put it in a a little R2D2 unit. No, I said R2D2 because I don't know the little things in that beep and zoom around the floor. Yes, that's something like that. And you can also take this protocol bigger to bigger parcels. Obviously, you're not going to be using UAVs for bigger parcels because just security and safety, but you can add these protocols to pallets and containers and expand the Pigeon Post protocol bigger. Go on. So what's happening now? I'm hopefully growing the team. I'm looking for experts in 3D design, and I've got some people helping out. There's a team of students in Amsterdam who are building the autonomous landing charging platform because they've already got a UAV project, but they want it to be able to land on the other side of a field autonomously, charge up and fly back again because the range of these aren't great. And I'm hopefully building the profile of the project, which is what I'm doing here and why I'm filming it. Next one. What's next? I need to get a demo unit of some of this technology up and ready. I won't be building that, but there's lots of, if you go to DIYdrones.com, there's a community of about 30,000 people worldwide who are building these drones and things. I need to also find a time-delayed internet protocol expert, which is, if you know somebody who does that, that would be really helpful. And I need to start planning, I'm planning a kind of an XPRIZE development program, so taking these different aspects of it and splitting them down and hopefully raising some funds to put a prize out there. So the people who build an operational landing pad charging platform, which drones can autonomously land on and open source that and things, they will win money. And then take it step by step until I have a complete operating, a complete kind of little self-sufficient test thing that I can demo in probably in an NGO for an NGO and put the system into a community, maybe a mountainous community or jungle which doesn't have this infrastructure. So instead of somebody having to go on a motorbike over a mountain pass to deliver medicines or something, they can just fly a quadcopter over and things like that. And there are foundations. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundations selected immunization delivery vehicle system, and they've been given a grant. So I'm going to be applying for things like that. And go. Yeah. Any questions? Oh, just by the way, this is a big idea, and it may not work ever. So I'm just going to put that out there, just as a thing. Yes.